Do you like my view of this nice pot? I have it heating on medium-high heat, probably about an 8 if you have numbers on your cooktop. We're gonna start by putting our chopped onion in. And then I just pressed some garlic with my garlic press. If you don't have a garlic press, you can just chop it. Or another good option is a microplaner. So both of those are easy ways to get garlic nice and tiny and fragrant and good to go. Oops, sorry about that. You can use shredded carrots, you can buy large carrots and chop them. You can use, the little carrot, wavy carrot chips they cut them into. Whatever's easiest for you and whatever sounds good to you. So we're just gonna saute this up for a bit. Get that onion and garlic really fragrant and cooked up. If you have Italian seasoning, you can use that for your seasoning. If you don't have Italian seasoning, you can just use some basil and some parsley, oregano. It's not really finicky. I'm actually going to add my favorite thing, which is this Montreal steak seasoning. I just love adding it to my soups because it just gives it that yummy, umami, really good depth of flavor in the broth. And nobody likes to eat a soup that doesn't taste like anything. Alright, I'm gonna add my tomato paste. And most of these recipes I'm showing you have been adapted from meals that I've made for my family. So in making this today, I'm using pearled barley in the place of ditalini pasta. Because if you're making this as a meal prep meal, that pasta is gonna get soggy and swollen and not good if it's sitting in there for a week. But the barley will stay intact just fine. So if you're just making this to feed a group of 6 to 8 people, you can just put in the pasta in place of the barley. Okay, here's my fire roasted tomatoes. And then I'm gonna put a quart of broth, veggie broth. Can of beans. It can be any kind of beans you like. It can be kidney beans, white beans, chickpeas. You can even use the beans that I showed you how to make earlier this week. And then I'm just gonna add some extra vegetables that I have in my freezer. You can do whatever sounds good to you. I just have some green beans I'm gonna put in and some corn. Now I'm going to add 4 cups of water, or as much as my pot will allow, and my barley. So I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm just going to let it simmer for between 20 and 30 minutes until my barley is nice and tender. So we're gonna turn this up, get it simmering, and then turn it down until it's just, barely at a little happy bubble, but not at a rolling boil, because you don't want this to be splattering all over. Make sure you at least have a large pot before you begin this journey, because if you're cooking to feed yourself for a week, you're gonna need to make large batches. Looks like we got a nice gentle little bubble happening here. I'm gonna leave it on high until it starts to boil just a little bit more than this. And then we'll set the timer for about 25 minutes. So we want it to be bouncing happily like this. Not too much more and not too much less. Nice little gentle boil for about 20 to 30 minutes. So one of the final steps in getting your minestrone ready is making some Parmesan cheese for topping if you want to. So I get raw cashews, nutritional yeast, and you'll see the amounts in your recipe. Garlic powder, and salt. And this is just an old school, probably 30-year-old food processor that works like a charm. So use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. All right, this is gonna be kind of loud. Or not. Oops. You're just gonna blend it up until it looks like, you know, grated Parmesan cheese. Just put that all over the top of your minestrone stew. Some salt and pepper. And at my grocery store, their fresh French bread is vegan. There's no animal products in it. Usually, someone in my family sneaks to the loaf before they're supposed to. But this is really yummy if you just tear off some chunks and have that ready for dunking. You got a delicious dinner. It's going to serve you for the whole week.